Hello, welcome back to another video. My name is Gemma and today I'm going to do a video that I haven't done in a while, which is a TBR video, and it is coming to you a bit late because it's my March TBR video. And the reason that I'm doing one this month is because there are so many readathons that I want to take part in. It is a very busy month on Booktube, and so I thought I'd just talk about some of the books that I'm potentially going to pick up. I definitely won't pick all of these up, but you know, a girl can dream. So yeah, let's talk about the books that are on my to be read pile for for March. Bearing in mind that the International Booker long list dropped last week and I really want to read loads of those, and the Women's Prize for Fiction long list is due to drop on the 4th of March. So all plans could just fly out of the window at that point. Just housekeeping. Charlie Brooke from Charlie Brooke Reads will be doing a live reaction to the Women's Prize for Fiction long list on Tuesday evening, UK evening at 8 o'clock. So if you want to catch that, that will be over on Charlie's channel, where we'll be talking about all 16 long-listed books, what we like, what we don't like, what we're surprised by, what we're happy about, what we're sad about, all of those things, and would love for you to join us. But that is not the point of this video. The point of this video is other books that I'm going to potentially read in March. So let's start with buddy reads. So originally I only had one buddy read for March. I now have two. We will get into that. So the first is the third book in the Old Kingdom series by Garth Nix, Abhorsen, which I'm reading with Sandy from Miss Reads a Lot, Jack from Spread Bookjoy, and Dia from Novel Idea. We have read the previous two books in this series together and we really love them. And so actually, because I'm late filming this, we have already started it and it's so good already. If you haven't read the Old Kingdom series by Garth Nix, I highly recommend. It's a sort of YA fantasy series, but it's like old school YA, so there's none of this like romantasy bollocks involved. It is all just like high action fantasy about necromancers and the dead trying to take over the world. So highly recommend, and absolutely adoring book 3 already, and I'm only 6 chapters in, so yeah. So I'm reading that with those girls. We've been reading fantasy together for a while, and then literally yesterday Sandy messaged me, because I'm also in a sci-fi group with Sandy. It's myself, Sandy, Serre from Freshly Read Books, and Fraser from Fraser Simon's Springboard Thoughts, and we have been reading the Expanse series by James S.A. Corey, which started with Leviathan Wakes, and we are up to the last book. We've got one book to go, and originally I said, look, can we do it in April because Women's Prize, but the others just can't wait. They're too excited, so we are going to be picking that up in March and finishing off the Expanse series in March. So I am excited for that because, yeah, it's a 9-book series. So, yeah, the fact that we're finishing it this month is, yeah, the end of an era. So, so those are the two buddy reads that I have planned. Then I'm doing two other things sort of outside of the remit of readathons. One is the Ben Reads Good challenge. So if you're not familiar with Ben, he is awesome, and he sets prompts for every month of the year, and it's called the Read Good challenge, and you read books that fit the prompts. And I am on point with this so far. I did January's tick, I did February's tick, and so I want to try and keep that momentum going. And the March prompt is the Ides of March, which is to read a book with 15 letters in the title. And luckily for me, one of the Booker books that I really want to read has 15 letters in the title, and that is A Leopard Skin Hat by Anne Searle. And this is about two friends, the narrator and his friend who has psychological disorders, I believe, and it's sort of about like the intensity of friendship, and I think it's quite sad. And I believe that the author wrote this on the back of the death of her sister. Imagine it's going to be quite emotional. So I've ordered a copy from Waterstones. It is en route to me. I was hoping that it would already be here this weekend so that I could read it, because it's only like 110 pages or something. So yeah, really, really want to read that, and that fits the prompt. So that's perfect, and I think Ben would approve because he is also a Lubbock international booker. The other thing I'm doing is TBR Spin, which is run by Serre from Freshly Read Books. And so every month So at the beginning of the year, everyone picks 12 books, then she spins a wheel every month and you read the book that most closely fits that prompt, or you swap it out for a book that would fit the prompt. Head over to Sarah's channel for better explanation. I'm not doing quite as well with this one. So I did read the book that we spun for in February, which I think was like a summer read. And I read A Burning by Megan Majunda for that. And the spin for this month was cover by. So I have picked Skyward In by, is it Alana Whiteley? I can't remember, I didn't write it down. But I'll put the cover here and it'll be in the show notes. So that's like a sci-fi job. I can't really remember much about it, but the cover is beautiful. That's why I picked this one up. So that's my TBR spin pick for March. So you need to try and get to that. Charlie would like me to show you Bowser's Lego car. Okay. Then there's book clubs. Book clubs. So the FOMO book club that I run with Jack from Spread Book Joy, we read one book every 2 months, and we have just finished To Kill a Mockingbird. The live for that should be next weekend, I believe. That's on Jack's channel, so keep an eye on Jack's channel on my community tab, and we will tell you when that's going to be. Once we've nailed down dates, everything's a little bit busy this weekend. But the next book, the book for March and April, is Eragon by Christopher Paolini, which I have read before, so this will be a reread for me. But Jack's never read it, and I was like, what? How? Jack is a massive children's book advocate, and I was like, how have you gone through your teaching career without reading Eragon? I read the initial, is it 3 or 4 books when I was a teenager? I know there was another one that came out last year, Murta. But I read the original set and absolutely loved them. So about a boy and his dragon. So yes, I actually can't remember really any details from the original series. So I'm really looking forward to diving into that again. Probably won't start that until April if I'm honest, but it could be started in March in theory. Then I have my workbook club, and for March, the pick was Blackwater Rising by Atticka Locke. This is a sort of crime thriller jobby. I don't know too much about it. Atticka Locke is an author that I've been meaning to get to for a while, so happy about that. It doesn't look that chunky, but it is over 400 pages. 410. I don't know, it feels chunkier than I would like. But, but yeah, so I will be reading this for the workbook club. And this was a Women's Prize shortlisted book, FYI, in, I can't remember, 2010 or something, quite a long time ago. But yes, so looking forward to getting to that. Then, Katia, the lovely Katia from Page Turns with Katia, is running a Read Around the Globe readathon throughout 2025. She has an adult version and a YA version. The YA one is every other month, so that's not applicable in March. The adult one is every month, and the pick for March is We Do Not Part by Han Kang, translated by Ye Won and Paige Aliya. And happily for me, this was also the hot or not pick. So I have actually, spoiler, already finished that book. So I am ahead on my on that small part of the TBR. Charlie, would like to show you Bowser. Okay, so I think that's it for book clubby stuff and bits and bobs. Now onto the readathons, because there are 4 readathons that I would like to take part in March. Why are there so many good readathons all in the same month? So what I've decided is, because I've already got quite a lot of other stuff that I need to get through, and it's a Women's Prize International Booker, also Carol Shields Gelac Prize. I mean, do we need to go on? And is the Stella in March as well? I think it probably is. So yeah, lots of book prizey stuff going on, but I couldn't not like tilt my hat to some of these readathons. So what I've decided is, instead of doing or trying to do any of the prompts really, I'm just going to pick one book for each readathon that is in the essence of the readathon, you know? So first up, we have the Bronte Readathon. This is the first year for the Bronte Readathon, and it's been run by my fabulous friend Emily from Novell Novels, where she was just trying to encourage people to pick up more Bronte, which is a great idea because I have really enjoyed the Bronte stuff that I've read, but that is limited to Wuthering Heights and Jane Eyre. I am ashamed to say those are the only two I've read. So I'm going to try and pick up Agnes Grey in March, which will be my first Anne Bronte book. So that is my intention for that readathon. But as I say, all of these readathons have like prompts that you can stick to, but I'm just picking a Bronte for the Bronte readathon, and then we'll go from there. If any other books fit any prompts, I can slot them in, but otherwise I'm only committing to one, and I say committing very lightly because this all might just not happen. Then we have Historiathon, which is run by Courtney Reeds. This has been run for a few years now, and the ethos behind this readathon is to read books about real women from history, which is fabulous. Love that concept, love this readathon. Wish I could do more for it. It's only because it clashes with everything else that I only ever really get one book read for this readathon. But ideally, we have had a couple of weeks ago the Women's Prize for Non-Fiction long list, and so this pairs quite nicely with Charlotte's readathon, because I'm going to read Agent Zoe for this readathon, which is about a World War II resistance fighter, Elzbieta Zawaka, written by Clare Mulley. And I've heard really good things about this one so far. It's supposed to be really, really high-paced, lots of action, lots of things going on about this underrated woman in history who spent a lot of her time and effort in trying to protect Poland effectively from the Third Reich. So yes, really, really looking forward to that book, and that fits this prompt perfectly. So excellent news. Then we have Middle Grade March, probably the most famous of the readathons that I'm going to talk about. This one's been running for a long time. A lot of people join in with this, and I do join in with it every year. So Eragon would fit this. However, I have just started reading sort of chapter books, longer books to my 5-year-old. So I'm going to count the book that I'm currently reading to him as participating in this. And the book we're currently reading is called Toto the Ninja Cat and the Great Snake Escape by Demot O'Leary. So Demot O'Leary, if you don't know, is a famous broadcaster in the UK. I did not know that he had written books until this popped up in my recommended on Amazon thing, and I was like, oh, that sounds quite good. It's quite short, got some illustrations, short chapters, and it's about a ninja cat. So why wouldn't I want to read that? So we've started it. It's very, very good, very funny, and it's a series of 5, I believe, so we might even start the second one. Who knows? So that's my entry for Middle Grade March. And that is run by the lovely Krista at Books and Jams, Life Between Words, and On the Middle Shelf. So, yes, brilliant. All readathon details will be linked below with hosts and links to announcement videos, so you can check that all out below. Then there is the Irish Readathon that is run by Leanne Rose and Words of Clover, and I always miss this readathon, and then I get really annoyed that I've missed it because I love Irish literature. So this year I'm making a concerted effort, and the book that I'm putting on my TBR, this is Nesting by Roisin O'Donnell, which is a story of domestic violence and a woman who flees an abusive relationship with her children with pretty much the clothes on her back. Getting very good reviews. I know quite a few people have predicted this for the Women's Prize for Fiction, so if it went on there, then I would be double bubbling, which would be fantastic news. But yes, that's it. I think that is enough, given there could be an additional 16 books going on here, and stuff like Solenoid is high up my agenda, which is a very large book translated from Romanian. So yes, let me know. I'd love to know what readathons people are joining in with, what books people are prioritising in March. If you've read any of these, any thoughts, feelings, love to know all of that. If you want to know I'm here but you don't want to leave a comment, then leave me a... Is there a nest emoji for nesting? If not, maybe a clover for Ireland. And I will leave my reaction to the International Booker here so that you can see all of the amazing books that were listed for that prize. And I will see you all very soon with another one. Bye guys!